What's up, guys? So I'm starting off this type of, I don't know, series, or just like, I guess like I'm just trying new stuff right now, like new formats, and this is just like ranting. So it's kind of living up to the name of the channel, like Right Brain Rants. It's just like one take and just me talking about stuff that's just on my mind and stuff that's happening in video games or movies or just news or whatever. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of like this format and what I can do better. And yeah, so for this one, this first episode or this video, I wanted to talk about Telltale. So today, Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 just came out, and on Twitter there was like a lot of like hype, and it was like really cool, but it was a lot of hype within the very specific realm of narrative gaming. And I know that sounds kind of redundant because it's a Telltale game, but usually when a game comes out, there's at least a little bit of a ripple across everybody in the industry. But with this, it was just like, oh, like the narrative people like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So that got me thinking, how come whenever I see a new release for a Telltale game, it's not like that spark of excitement anymore? And I'm not saying all of the recent stuff or any of their things have been bad. I love Walking Dead Season 1, I love Wolf Among Us, I love Tales from the Borderlands, and I know all of their recent games like Batman, Walking Dead, New Frontier, Minecraft, all of those have been super highly rated and a lot of people love them. But I feel like there's this formula that has been cropping up with the games, and it's taken away the spark of excitement and kind of like is just playing into what we expect, which is great narrative. And you know, to hand it to them, that's awesome. Like the narrative is always fantastic. So yeah, I was just like thinking of like why this is, and it's mostly just because they stick to what they know. So like get a IP or a brand in the nerd culture. So, you know, Walking Dead, Batman, Minecraft, just like comics, movies, stuff like that. But I just had a few ideas for what Telltale could do that's still within their realm, that would be really exciting for me at least, and maybe to other people or in the same demographic. I had a few ideas. So the first is an idea that I've had for a while, but I had no idea how to implement. So it would be, I was like, where are all of the musical video games? And the obvious answer is like Guitar Hero, DDR, like just rhythm-based games in general. But I wanted a game that would capture the same tone as musicals, like Hairspray, La La Land, you know, Les Miserables, stuff like that. And then I realized that Telltale could be the perfect studio to actually utilize and communicate that tone and that musical sense, because they have the timed responses and it ticks down. So if they made a series that was fully musical, it could actually be utilized for that 4-beat structure. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the player has to answer, and all of the responses would rhyme, and if they don't say anything, they would just miss that line, but it could be incorporated into the song and stuff like that. And it could be just super awesome, and they could work with developers that are really into music, like Harmonix and stuff like that. So yeah, I pretty much just like fantasized about a Hamilton or La La Land, the Telltale series, and I was like, oh my god, yes. Day one buy, season pass, I would play it immediately. The next idea is a little bit off the beaten path, but still kind of cool. So Trey Edward Schultz, the director of Krisha and It Comes at Night, talked about his next movie being a Kanye West biopic, and that's when it sparked in me again that Telltale could look at things like real life events, like biopics, or like I guess like what the Hamilton musical did for Alexander Hamilton's life, or just like biopics in general. So let's say Telltale did the Kanye West biopic, but within the Telltale game structure. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it also sounds fantastic in my head. Just imagine playing as either, like, you don't have to play as Kanye, but you could play as like maybe just like your own character, and then you kind of like experience all these things with Kanye and Jay-Z, just like him rising through the ranks and stuff like that, rags to riches and all these crazy stories. You get to keep up with the Kardashians, like all that stuff. And the Kardashians are a brand, Kanye's a brand, like even Kim K has like her own mobile game, so like this could feasibly be a thing. But I guess like specifically Kanye probably doesn't have a lot of audience overlap with the Telltale audience, but something along the lines of that, like getting real life events and doing the Telltale spin or the Telltale twist on it, kind of like what Tarantino does with real life events with Django Unchained and Inglourious Bastards. And finally, the final idea. This is really, really, really off the beaten path. Like if the Kanye one was kind of off the beaten path, like 50%, this is like 100%. But it will be probably one of the most exciting things for me to see Telltale do would be to actually team up with another developer to create a project. So I've been playing Nier Automata, and that's a combination of the efforts from Square Enix and Platinum Games to create this one project. And because of that, it made it 100% better from the last one, because that didn't have the combat prowess of Platinum Games. If Telltale combined their talents and skills with a developer that isn't strong within the narrative department but is in other things, then that could come out with really, really interesting ideas and really interesting games. Like, let's say that Activision and Telltale came together to make a Call of Duty like collaboration, and it was like, I don't know, like Brothers in Arms styled, like there's choices and everything, but still has that classic Call of Duty gameplay. And because of like this collaboration, ideas could bounce off, and like both studios would evolve and change because of the other one. Or like let's go with Platinum Games. Like Platinum Games, fantastic combat, but their narratives are always like, don't really know what's going on here. So if Telltale and Platinum did a game together, that could be fantastic, and they could grab onto whatever IP they want, and like a Star Wars IP. That would be fantastic, because like the great lightsaber battles from Platinum Games and the great like multi-layered narrative of Telltale. And that's probably one of the most exciting things that in my head for what they could do, or what they could do going forward. But like the most reasonable one, weirdly enough, is like a musical Telltale game. Long shot, probably doesn't make any sense, but that's probably what would make me go, holy shit, buying this immediately. Is something just off the beaten path, because at this point I'm pretty much expecting Star Wars, the Telltale series, excuse me, Harry Potter, or like the Extraordinary Beasts or whatever, the Telltale series, just like every major nerd culture IP to be like hit upon, given the twist, and then moving on. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Telltale, because they're a fantastic team, and they make fantastic games. And I just want to see them back on the top with what they had with The Walking Dead Season 1, because that's regarded as one of the greatest games of all time, and is one of my favorite games. It's one of the few, I think it is the only game that's ever made me cry at the end. It was so good. Excuse me. But yeah, like I would love to see Telltale, when they release something or when they announce something, to have that huge ripple across the industry like they used to. And yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this structure. I know it's kind of like long and weird and winded. Maybe I can make it like a podcast or something like that. But yeah, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.